we are here with Desert Modern Florals on Topic Tuesday. How are you guys doing this morning?
Hello.
Hi.
And this is Mary and Julie. How are you guys doing today this morning?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for inviting us today.
Oh, good. And how did you guys get started?
I would say about 2 years ago, we decided to take the plunge. And we jumped into the cold water, and here we are.
And what were you guys doing before?
My background is interior design or visual merchandiser. But many years ago, I owned a flower shop on the west side. And my dream was to just go back to it.
Yeah, and you just said, you know what, I'm quit. That's it.
That's it. Yes.
And jumped in.
And jumped in.
It's not really, it hasn't been easy, right? It's not easy.
Oh my goodness,
Definitely
no.
not.
Yeah.
But you just gotta keep going, follow your heart. If you love what you do, get up every day, and every day you make it work.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and have faith. That's the most important.
Yeah, you mentioned that, a while back with, having faith and stuff, and that's something that, I hadn't told you or mentioned, but, that's something that I do every morning. I tell Laura, and I'm sure she knows too, like, I say prayers every day,
Mm-hmm.
and, I take that time to really say, you know what, you jump in it,
Mm-hmm.
and if I walk blindly and let, like, faith guide you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you mentioned prayers because those are very strong, and they work for us. Not only do they guide you, but it makes the day be positive. And you gotta turn things around and make everything positive.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that running a business is super easy, and I say this over and over, and it's not. And there's going to be really great weeks, and there's going to be really hard weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And on those hard weeks, my prayers and my faith really get me through that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? When that is happening and you open your mind to that, then during those hard days, guess what? That's when something clicks and the creativity flows in.
Yeah.
And then you figure
Yes.
out ways.
Yes,
You figure out ways. So what are we gonna do? Okay, well, let's do a photo shoot. Let's contact people. Let's do, but
Networking.
continuously,
Networking.
you gotta just network, meet people, and just continue.
When I had started, I was a single parent.
Mhm.
I was running back and forth, trying to figure out where I was going to leave my son, who could watch him,
Right.
how was this going to happen, what was I going to do? And for me, I really had to plan the day out
Mhm.
and figure out where to go next. Because, everybody thinks that you can just jump into your car and just get on going.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not like that.
No,
Mhm.
no. You know what? But that proves how powerful and how strong us women can be. And we
Right.
can overcome anything. And everything has a solution,
Right?
But don't quit.
Yeah, don't
That's the
quit.
main thing. Don't quit. Just keep going.
Yes.
Keep going. Yeah.
And I think that if we can tell entrepreneurs is that don't give up. Every morning, do something different, do something new. And if you didn't like who you were yesterday, or if you didn't like how this outcome was yesterday,
Mhm.
you have time to change, and you have time to improve your sources and your outreaches.
Right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful. Yes. And yeah. And Juliana here takes care of the social media. She does wonders. The most amazing designer, which she never had any formal training, but started learning from me. But she's taking it to another level. That's if anybody sees our Instagram, there's proof there of the creative and talent process that goes through that little mind of hers.
Yeah, and I can see it because, like I said, it's very eye-catching, and it
Yeah.
pops out and stuff, and it makes me like, oh, I want them now,
Yeah.
And I think that's so important because, the first thing you do when you go into someone's page, the first 3 photos are going to
Yeah.
tell you if click that follow button or if you're just going to move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's okay too, because again, we were talking about having our own tribes and stuff, and there's going to be certain people that are going to be for you, and there's going to be certain people that are not going to be for you, and that's
Right.
okay too.
And that's fine. That's fine because there's a niche. There's going to be a niche for your work and the people that will follow you like that.
Yes.
that style, that look. So whatever it is that anybody wants to accomplish, the best thing is just try it out, go for it,
Yeah. And so
it'll open doors.
it really does, and we're talking about customer service and being polite, and I, for me, feel like I've had clients for such a long time because of the relationships I've built with them and how I talk to them, and they know, like, if they message me, they can message me anytime, and they know that I'll, like, talk to them, or they're here, they have my full attention, and I'm sure that's how you guys feel too on your side, right?
The customer comes first. You know what? First you prove yourself with your work, but then you got to keep the customer service so that customer is a repeat customer.
Or even just so that you can get referrals, because when I think once you build like a good customer service, they start recommending you to other people, and it just helps you grow and meet new customers.
Yeah, and people too, and I think that is something that was so thrilling about you guys, because I only had heard positive things,
Oh, good.
and that's important, right?
Yeah.
How has social media changed your guys' lives?
It's what we can say has brought us business. Social media has opened a lot of doors for us. Our weddings, well, just pretty much every day orders, but our weddings have really come from social media and all the wonderful people we've met, and they've entrusted us with their weddings. It's because of our social media.
Yeah, if it wasn't for social media, I don't think we would be where we are now today.
And is it like a lot of work? How everybody thinks social media is something that you're gonna go do, and it's gonna be like an instant moment, and it's gonna just happen, but it's not.
No.
And no. How many hours are you on social media?
I would say pretty much all day. I mean, we get all of our orders through there, so we're constantly like messaging customers through there, and just trying to keep up with all our comments and new followers. So it's an all the time kind of thing. I mean, we have people messaging us at like 1 in the morning trying to place orders. So I mean, it's something that I'm on all the time. And then especially like when I post a lot, I have to work really hard on my pictures. I have to make sure that people will like them, that they're like aesthetically pleasing, and then I have to like plan like my times to post, because sometimes like just posting randomly doesn't always get you the followers or the attention that you want on your pictures, so you kind of have to like follow like a schedule as to when to post. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah. And everybody thinks that it's just gonna happen, and for me, I feel like it changed my like life dynamic too, because at home too, now I feel like I need to keep my phone in the kitchen away from me, because if not, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna log in and I'm gonna right?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's how it is.
Excuse me.
And what do you guys so what events and what have you guys done?
A lot.
A lot. A lot of events, yeah. We do a lot of like for organizations, we do the centerpieces for CBA El Paso. We actually got hooked up with the Indigo Hotel now too.
Oh, cool.
We work with the YWCA.
And
There's so many.
we have a subscription plan too, where we deliver flowers to businesses, whether weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And of course, the weddings they're probably the ones that keep us the busiest.
Yeah.
And I think
On weekends.
Well, and that's nice too, but I think for me as a business owner, I think, and it feels good to know that, because it's like I can keep fresh flowers on demand, and I don't have to run out and get them,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because
That's it. It's a convenience, and we come and change them out, and every week you'll have fresh flowers.
And I think that's perfect, because I think that is, well, for me and for my business, I feel like that is something that is, delicate, and I mean, I feel like that's how our place is,
Yeah, it's a beautiful shop, by the way.
Yeah,
Lovely.
gorgeous.
And flowers just pick up everybody's spirits, I think.
It does, walking in going
Mhm.
home and stuff and having fresh flowers
Mhm.
is a great feeling. It makes you feel, I don't know, like home. I don't know, at home, right? Like
Right,
Yeah.
it's
it's fresh.
it's
Mhm.
fresh, relaxing,
And then
wonderful.
so we have two subscription plans. So we have like one for your home and then one for businesses. And I guess because we understand how hard it is running a business, we made the plan so that it fits your budget, so that you don't have to like overspend. And it's something
Oh,
that
that's perfect.
Yeah.
just because we know what it's like to have a business, so we'd rather work with people's budgets than like trying to get them to like
Mhm.
overpay and then they can't afford it.
Yeah. So you're flexible with everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, what has been, I think, like your hardest moments so far in this jump in?
Part of it was that the jumping in is probably
Yeah.
was the hardest because, I mean, we made a decision that we were gonna not work anywhere else and go.
Yeah, we both quit our jobs and just jumped
Not
into
knowing,
it.
you know, it's a little bit of the fear of the unexpected, of the not knowing what's ahead. But we had to make that jump, otherwise we would never do it.
Yeah.
We would never do it. So
Mhm.
we went ahead and did it for it. Yes, a struggle. Money doesn't come rolling in just because you open your door. You know, it takes a while. You got to prove yourself. You got to gain customers and just keep going. We were talking about faith, and
Yeah.
every day, yes, maybe no sales today, but hopefully tomorrow. And you know, you just keep going. Get up and be positive and do your thing.
Yeah, you know, and then a lot of entrepreneurs quit. You know,
Yeah.
like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, the money didn't come in today. I am done. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you know,
No.
and I'm like, wait, hold on. This does not happen like that. You know,
Oh, no,
it's not
it
that
doesn't
easy.
work that way.
No.
But it's got to be in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to really feel it. You know what? I can't see myself doing anything else at this point.
Yeah.
Because that was my dream, to come back into the flower industry. And I can't see myself doing anything else. And we're sticking around. We'll be here.
And
Get
what-
it going.
And how has your life changed since you guys have been fully open?
No time for yourself.
Yeah, no time.
Yeah, you know, it's hard work. It's hard work, but you know what? In the long run, working with flowers is not a job.
Yeah. Right?
Because we
Uh-huh.
love it so much.
We love it. It's not a job. So it's almost like we're playing all day.
Oh my god, I love that you said that, because everybody says that about our industry, but it's true though. And I think for anybody,
Mhm.
if you get up and you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life.
There you go.
And
Yes.
I mean, for everybody in my family that they're hearing this, they always say, you don't really work. And I'm like, I work all the time. They're like, no, you're having fun. And I'm like, okay, I am having fun.
Yes, but if you love it, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
it's
passion
not
joy.
work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And where do you see yourself in the next, I guess, 2 years?
Well, we already started taking our steps as
Destination
destination wedding.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
we're working on traveling right now. We'd love to, you know, go to Hawaii to do a wedding, or go to like France to do a wedding. So that's what we're working towards right now. And I also, so one of my biggest dreams is to have a flower farm. So this coming year, we're actually going to start like testing out growing flowers. So
Oh my gosh,
In
that
our
is
yard.
amazing.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so what were the steps that you guys took for the going over, out of town?
Posting it.
Yeah,
Posting it.
and
We have it as destination wedding
florist.
florist. And we have one already, well, one not far. Las Cruces, we have one in Alto, New Mexico, and more than likely one in Hawaii,
And I
which
think
is going to be the first.
And I think that's so cool that you guys are doing that, because I've said this to many people and stuff. I have clients that fly out of town that come to my shop
Mhm.
because it's the relationship, and it's not just like a shop. You know, it's a brand, and your brand is going to grow into something that you guys want it to be.
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes
There you
I
go.
feel like when people jump into their businesses, they kind of stay narrow and they think like, okay, I'm gonna settle down here and this is where my business is going to be. But I don't think it's like that necessarily. I think we all need to expand and get our names out there, because because
Yes.
it opens the doors to so many opportunities.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I guess you gotta dream big, uh, and then take baby steps towards that dream.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know because might not just be baby steps. Sometimes it can happen really quick. But if you stay at this level, then you're gonna stay there. But you gotta, throw your energy out there.
Yeah. Like
Throw
think
it out
big.
there.
Yeah. Think big.
Someone or something out there is gonna catch it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I like that. And
Mhm.
you were telling me that a client had brought me flowers from your guys' shop about maybe a year ago. Callie, hi Callie.
Oh, hi Kelly. We miss you.
We all miss you. She's gonna love that. And we posted the flowers on our page, and I think because you guys got the flowers in so quickly, and they are a certain flower.
Mm-hmm.
think
The
peonies.
yeah.
I mean, they were beautiful. I mean, it was such a good feeling to get flowers from a client, and then like that certain flower is so hard to get, and you guys got them, and I don't know of any other shop.
Well, we're gonna say we kind of lucked out that because sometimes
you see the honesty. That's the
honesty. We lucked out. It was the right time of the year because there's certain flowers that are only available
In certain
in
seasons.
certain seasons, and
that makes me feel so happy.
mhm. We had a sweet 16, and she insisted on peonies. We did order them. They were extremely expensive, very small in size, but they were nonetheless beautiful. But they had to come from Israel
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
because it was too early on, the beginning of the year, and they're not available at that time.
Oh my
But,
god, that makes
yeah.
me feel so happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it just depends, on what time of the year, what season, and when, because they're usually available from spring on
Yeah,
to
into like midsummer.
midsummer.
So order them now.
Right
Order
now they're
now.
available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna order
Yes.
some after this. Because I didn't know that.
Yes. And then there's a lot of behind the scenes in the flower shop, that
Like
Not
what?
all
Tell me.
pretty.
You tell me.
well, it's sometimes customers will call us. Okay, let's just use peonies for example, and they'll say, "I need 3 peonies." And what they need to understand sometimes is that when you order peonies, you can't order just 3. You have to order a box of 100 or so that's how they ship them. And if they're available and and if we can order them, because peonies will sell, then we'll be more than happy to do it. But normally, or sometimes it's December and they want peonies and then we won't be able to get them. So there's a lot of, especially with the weddings and with our consultations, we have to be very clear and we have to let them know. Another thing about peonies is that they are, they're cold weather puppies. And hydrangeas as well. They don't like the heat.
Oh.
So they don't thrive very well. So if we're doing a wedding and we know it's going to be outside or it's going to be 106 degrees, we offer other options because they're not going to be as beautiful as the bride might want them to be throughout the ceremony,
Yeah.
throughout the.
Mhm.
So that's not a flower to go to for here then.
No, if it's
Summer. I mean, because summer in El Paso is like.
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
brutal.
Yeah,
It's
Sun
brutal.
City for a reason.
So yeah, we do have a wedding in July, but the girl does want peonies. We're gonna order them for her. They're gonna be indoors. They're her centerpieces. We're not gonna put them in our bouquet because our bouquet she'll be in and out with it. So we're doing other.
So you guys know how to keep them fresh then.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they're refrigerated, like when we get them, process them, and put them in our refrigerator, they're fine.
Oh.
But if you expose them to a lot of heat, we don't want to promise that nothing's going to happen
Or
to them.
especially if they're out of water for a long time, because that's what happens with like brides' bouquets. We always give our brides a vase with water so that she could put it in there when she's not holding it or taking pictures with it. But I think sometimes like in the middle of their wedding, they're not thinking.
And they'll place it down,
just
they'll
place
run
it,
around.
So then the
and,
flowers are
not
out of
drinking.
water.
Oh.
So that's why.
That's like these are really good notes for brides.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we always try to stick with hardier flowers for their bouquets because no bride wants to take a picture with a wilted bouquet.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah.
that's something that's really important to us. And I mean, the bridal bouquet is like everything for a wedding, I think, because it's the bride's big day and it's what she's gonna be holding.
Oh my God, I think you just found a tip for you to put on your guys' page because I didn't know that, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we do try to guide our we personalize everything we do, and we try to guide them, you know, as to or let them know how flowers react, you know, because we want the wedding to be spectacular
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And
And your name,
so,
right?
and our
Yeah.
names behind it.
I mean, that's how I feel
So,
too for like brides when I do their hair and their makeup. Like they're like, this is what I want to look like. This is what I want my hair to look like. And for me, I'm like, well, okay, this is how you may think you want, but remember, your hair has to be placed in all your photos. So if you pull all your hair back and it's in a bun or a high bun, all you're gonna get is like your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you want to think you want to put your hair to the side, or do you want it in a braid, or do you want it a certain way, so that these are pictures that are going to be long lasting and you're going to like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm. Of course.
That's true. I've never thought of
Uh-huh,
that either.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of brides, when they come into my chair, they're like, oh my God, you're right. I don't want to see my hair up in my wedding photo, you know,
Yeah.
10 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so you told me about the bridal magazines that what you guys are doing. It's going to tell us about that.
Yeah, well, we did an interview with the City Magazine for their bridal
Mhm.
one, so I think it just came out actually, so we did that. But one of our favorite things to do is we do a lot of photo shoots, and we love to collaborate with all sorts of vendors because it's a good way of promoting each other. And we submit these to bridal magazines that are nationwide, so
Oh,
that
nice.
way we all can kind of get our names out there, and it helps, I think, with us because we do want to be destination weddings, florists, sorry. So I think it helps us get our names out, not just here in El Paso.
Like everywhere.
So it
Yes.
helps us like target those brides that don't live here.
And you could get them to them.
Yeah.
And actually, we've gotten feedback from Europe, from Brazil, from
Yeah, different places.
We
Yeah,
had
it's really
one of our favorite shoots was the White Sands photo shoot. It's on our bio.
bio.
Bayou. It strictly was that one
Yeah,
strictly
it's
weddings?
through Strictly weddings.
Weddings.
And it's kind of like an online wedding blog.
Uh-huh.
And they post lots of wedding vendors for brides looking for vendors for their weddings. So you guys can check it out on the link in our bio and to see all the really cool pictures that we did. And we worked with this amazing photographer, Vanessa. She's extremely talented, and we love doing photo shoots with her.
We might be doing her wedding in Hawaii.
Ooh, that's nice.
So, and also we have one that hasn't been released yet until it gets picked up by magazines, but we decided we wanted to do a photo shoot it's along the Rio Grande, and we wanted to merge our Hispanic culture with our Texas culture.
Yes.
So we did a Mexican Texas Mexican Southwest photo shoot.
Perfect, because that's where we are, right?
Yeah.
Smack in the middle of
So
it.
we used a lot of cacti and just bright, colorful details in it, and it's a lot of fun. But
And
that
we
we
even
kind of
used a horse, so that was
a
so
horse
fun.
and a horse and a tractor, and that was
And you know, and I think we were saying that too, is like when we work 24 hours a day. It's 100% all the time. And like real life, you know, phones go off because I mean it's real life, it's business, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen, and we're working all the time.
Mhm.
But when you're telling me about the horses and about the photo shoots, and we can see it, it's because you're giving it your 100%.
right. I mean, it takes a lot of planning and contacting people and asking permission, and can we borrow this? Can we borrow that? You know, to put things together. So it's, you know, you're in your sleep thinking about what you're gonna do next.
Oh my God, it's so true.
Mhm.
You know, I think for me, like what helped me with that too is that I kept thinking I have 100 million things to do all day long, all day long,
Yeah.
all day long. That I got a notebook and I started writing down, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. But even sometimes I'm like, I forget, where I was like, oh my God. So that's when we begin with the delegation that I told you, you know? For me, I really had to give people different things to do because it was becoming way too much on my plate on how many things I had to do per day for the business.
Yeah, no, and then I think sometimes like when you jump into it, you don't think about all the little things until you're like actually in it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I took on so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't know like when I opened up the shop and that there was going to be a lot of I don't know why I didn't think about this, but there's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah,
there's a lot of paperwork.
Oh my god, it's so much. I'm like, where do I put it? Okay, so then I'm like, okay, this goes here, this goes for me. This is for the business, this goes for me. Then you know what I mean? It's like it is a lot of time.
A lot. But you know, it's okay. You jumped into it and you're learning as you go.
Yeah.
Because there's no, it's like having a baby that you don't get the instructions. It's the same thing. The business is your baby. You don't get the instructions with it.
You know, a funny little story is that when my son turned 3, you know those baby books, like where they guide you through the. Okay. So at age 3, I was like, okay, yeah, you're done, right? So I went to Barnes and Noble and I'm shopping and I'm looking for the next book, right? From like 4 to 6.
Oh my God.
7 to 8. So I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, I can't find this book. And she's like, well, what book? I'm like, well, I guess from like 4 to 5. And she's like, honey, there's no book on how to raise your child. I'm like, oh.
Did you wish they had them until they were 25?
Yeah. Oh my god, and 25 too, because I always say, they're like, oh, when they're 18, they're off, they go. And I'm like, I don't think so, because I still feel like at 25, I still needed like my parents 100%. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm 24 and I still live with my mom.
I don't think we ever stopped needing our parents.
No.
Oh, and so let me ask you guys, if you, like your favorite quote, before we end the video, or your favorite like thought, what that keeps you guys, that keeps you going?
Right now at this point I can't think of a quote, but what I keep is, you know, my belief in that God is up there to guide us.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that He's what keeps me going. I'm sure Julie feels the same way, but we'll let her comment on that. But with me, that's my faith in every day and to do good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you?
This is gonna sound so cheesy, but I always think my mom's my inspiration because.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her and her faith, because sometimes, like when we first started, it was really, really hard and we struggled so much, but if it wasn't for her, I think I would have given up.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Don't cry.
I am.
See, Topic Tuesday gets real and personal. And it's true and it's real. So, you know, thank you guys for coming in for Topic Tuesday.
So much.
And we'll stay tuned. We're going to do a collaboration with them. And
Yes.
we're going to wait and see, guys. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.